Hey everybody, John Murphy. Hope you're doing well. Let's talk some cost segregation. It was a busy week ever since the OBBB passed. It's kind of been nonstop. So anyway, I'm talking with a lot of CPAs, a lot of commercial real estate brokers, tax advisors, investors, a lot of people just affiliated with commercial real estate. And the thing I would say is that I continue to run into some themes, I guess, if you will, some misunderstandings that a lot of people have about cost segregation. So I just want to run through a couple of those things that I hear a lot. First of all, the big one that I hear regularly is, well, I don't know if the building really is worth studying or not. When I hear that, that just tells me that, hey, you haven't run an estimate. So I'll often ask, hey, well, if you're wondering about that, have you had an estimate run on your building from a professional firm? And the answer is always no. And a lot of times this comes from CPAs. Actually, it's from clients. They call me somehow, or maybe I've called them and cold calling them, and I reach them and find out, they've got this building, ask them about cost segregation, and they say, yeah, they've talked with their CPA about it, but their CPA isn't sure if the building is worth studying or not. But they never got an estimate. So how do you know if it's worth studying or not? Cost segregation really is just a very simple math problem. It's complicated what gets done in a cost segregation study. You need to hire an engineering consultancy to do it and do it right. But it's just math. We're going to give you a number, what we think the depreciation is going to be when we study the building. We've done 55,000 of them, by the way, at CSSI over 22 years, all building types, all building classes, all 50 states. We've got a pretty good track record of doing that. And so we're going to give you a range of what you can expect from the estimate. It's extremely rare that we miss that estimate. We're going to give you a price of what it's going to cost. And so then it's going to be math. You're going to say, hey, okay, this is going to cost me $3,000, $4,000, $7,000, whatever it is, and you're going to get X amount of depreciation multiplied by your marginal tax rate. If you're profitable and if you can use the depreciation, and you always need to talk to your tax advisor whether or not you can actually use the depreciation, but then that's your tax savings. So if we generate, say, $200,000 in a depreciation expense for you in 2025, and if your marginal tax rate is, say, 35% at the federal level, well, that's $70,000 in income tax. That is pretty simple. So if you don't do cost segregation, you're going to write a check to the IRS for $70,000, or you can write a check to us for whatever the fee is, $4, $5, $6, $7,000.